You are incredible for clicking on this video. Thank you so much. Really fun one today. Nickelodeon and Disney tier list. We're ranking our childhood and getting straight into it with Casey Undercover. This is a very new Disney property, I believe, with Zendaya. I've only seen a few episodes, admittedly, and that's the case with a lot of them. So I'm going to put it in, well, you know what? We'll give Zendaya B tier as the benefit of the doubt. iCarly straight into S tier. Fantastic film. And it's so funny how now a lot of streamers, literally their show is iCarly. And so I think that's so funny. Spencer's a legend. Their trip when they go to Japan. I have a second towel. That joke is so funny. Great show. The Proud Family, very fun as well. I love, and I'm going to put it in A tier. I think it was a part of my childhood that I really enjoyed, and I felt like Saturday mornings when The Proud Family was on, I was going to learn a lesson, and I was also going to be entertained. A tier. Danny Phantom. Gonna catch him all 'cause he's S tier. Danny Phantom, very, very cool character. I love the intro song, as you could tell, and I think it's an incredible concept, executed very well. Rugrats. Maybe the nostalgia talking. I actually don't love it. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it's C tier or F tier. But have I gone and had the urge to rewatch an episode of Rugrats? No, I have not, and that's why it's in B tier. However, Drake and Josh, it's probably gonna go to the very top Tottenham of S tier. Drake and Josh is a fantastic show with about 10 out of 10 episodes. Love it. Rewatch it often. Aged very well also. Girl Meets World, another new Disney property. I'm going to put it in C tier. I don't think it's as good as Boy Meets World, obviously, which is what it spun off from. So that's where it's going to be for me. I didn't think the comedy was very good either from what a few episodes I would watch from it. Loud House, another one with a similar story. I actually think it's C tier as well. I did not laugh a single time off of the few episodes that I had watched of it, and its main goal, it seems, is to make me laugh. So it failed at its job, and that's why it's going at C. Hey Arnold, good film, good TV show. The cast of characters is very entertaining, and I think this one really just reminds me of a simpler time. Maybe the nostalgia tinted glasses, but very, very fun time on Nickelodeon watching this show. Liv and Maddie, interesting one here. I definitely watched at least a season of this. Dove Cameron, I think, plays both twins, and it's about how they, all the typical high school cliches of a popular person and an athlete. They kind of juxtapose them against each other. I remember the brother character being my favorite. I think he was pretty funny, so I'm going to put Liv and Maddie in B tier. Sunny with the Chance. This was pretty good, honestly. It was like, I want to say Disney. It was Disney. Disney's like SNL type of show. I don't think it got a very long runtime, but I enjoyed Sunny with the Chance. There was a couple of skits that I remember on the show to this day, like the Socks and Sandals skit. Socks and Sandals. I don't know if you remember that. Hopefully that reference doesn't fall on deaf ears. Phineas and Ferb, straight to S tier. Probably going to be, I think, yeah, it is better than iCarly, honestly. It's so fantastic. It's a pop culture icon in terms of Disney television. Every character in this film is awesome, or in this show is great. And so that's why it's going to go into S tier for me. Every show is a new adventure. Ant Average Farm, we'll put it in B tier. China Anne McClain does her thing, and it's about, I think they all have like gifts from what I remember in the show, and that's about it. So that's why it's going there. Lizzie McGuire, another one I don't remember much of, to be honest. I think that it's at least got to be B tier, though, just due to how popular the show was when it was running at its height. Shake It Up, very interesting show, as the two main leads' careers went into completely different stratospheres, but they both still are kind of, moving along being famous. So very, very good film. I keep saying film, pardon me. Fun show that I remember watching a lot of good dancing from. So I like watching good dancers, and I found it to be entertaining as a whole. So Random. I've seen it. Do I remember much about it? No. I feel like So Random and Sunny with the Chance have to be similar, right? I know I've seen it. I just can't remember anything about it, which means maybe it should go in C since I can't remember, but we'll keep it in B for now. That's So Raven. Gotta be an A tier at least. Very, very fun live action Disney show that was a very unique concept of her being able to see into the future and then have that play out in various situations. Great show that I probably would be totally fine rewatching today. Phil of the Future. If I've seen it, I think I've only seen one episode. I tried to put all the ones I haven't already here, but I'm going to put it in here as I haven't seen, as I don't remember a single episode. The Emperor's New Groove TV show, obviously not as good as the film, but still has a lot of the comedic timing and elements that made that film so good. So for me, it's going to go into A tier. Hannah Montana, perhaps the most famous Disney show of all time. Miley Cyrus's career was sent into the universe with this TV show, and I think it's pretty good from what I remember. Is it great? No. Is it as good as any of these in A or S? No. But unique concept of an undercover pop star. Zoey 101, however, is going into S tier. Very, very, very good TV show with a cast of characters that personalities kind of clash with each other in the best way possible. There's so many funny moments in this TV show. I can't even begin to describe. Off the top of my head, the one of an episode I watched recently was when Logan had the girls in the main cast become cheerleaders for everything that he wanted to do for having to pay back their damages to the sushi restaurant on campus. And Logan gets rejected by a girl, and then I think Zoe and her two friends, whose names I can't remember off the top of my head, cheer about him getting rejected. It's so funny, and that encapsulates in a nutshell of how good this show is to me. Big Time Rush is it going to go into S tier? I don't know. I think it's going to go at the very top of A. The very top of A is a good spot for it. Surprisingly good music, surprisingly funny, and the timing throughout it as well, in terms of comedic, is sensational. Carlos, with almost every bit that he's in, at least gets a chuckle out of me, and James's washboard abs will never not be funny. Victorious, very similar level to Big Time Rush in my opinion. Could go S tier, but I'm just keeping it out because I found, I think her name was Trina, Tori's character, or Tori's sister's, the character that plays Tori's sister, I found very annoying. So that's why, for that reason, it's going into A tier. But Leon, that may be the actor's name in real life. Andre is the character's name. Fantastic. Absolutely loved him. Kenan and Kel, straight into the bottom of A tier. This is one I remember coming on in the middle of the night on Nick at Night. Great show, great memories. It's an A tier. Jesse. Hey, it's Jesse. Rest in peace, Cameron Boyce. I can't keep Cameron Boyce out of A tier. Is this one I revisit often? No, but it is one I've seen at least 20, 25 episodes of. Debbie Ryan does her thing, I think, throughout the show, and acting as this figure who's leading these different kids who come from, different experiences, all on towards a good path of success. So for that reason, it's going to be an A tier for me. Cat Dog, I'm going to put it in F tier. I don't remember liking it whatsoever, and that is simply why it's going there as well. Bizarrevark, F tier as well. Sorry, Jake Paul. Did not like the show whatsoever. Did not laugh one time. Austin and Ally, very good show. Arguably the best music, I think, in any Disney TV show specifically. It's going to go into S tier for me, and I think I may have seen a clip of oh my gosh, is his name Austin in real life? No, I can't. Ross Lynch. I saw a clip of Ross Lynch talking about how people keep discovering the show and liking it more and more. And I think it is aging pretty well, in my opinion. Thus, it is going to the top of S. Ned's Declassified. I love this show. It's going almost at the very top of S tier. The concept of having Ned teach you lessons that are actually useful in a comedic manner always is great. Seth, I believe, is the name of the character who has a running shtick where he always is spinning a basketball on his finger. Very creative, very funny. Moe's and Cookie are incredible as well. SpongeBob is going at the very top of this list. I mean, needs no introduction, has been going on for over 20 years. We're not going to talk too much about how much the quality has dipped since the middle of the 2000s. We are going to celebrate, though, how well it has been written in the beginning. And honestly, the first maybe even 3 seasons, I would say, is really not even a kid's show. There's so many jokes that a child simply would not understand that always gets a chuckle out of me as an adult. Unbelievable product from Nickelodeon. True Jackson VP. Ooh, memory unlocked. I'll put it in C simply because Keke Palmer and the theme song is the only thing I really remember about this show. I would assume that there was not a very extended runtime of it. Fred, the show, F tier. I never really found Fred to be funny. I know obviously it's not his real voice, but the gimmick of, him editing his voice to be really high, I didn't think was very funny personally. Fairly Odd Parents, great show. I'm going to put it in A tier. I'm going to put it right there in A tier. Great theme song. Great side characters. I mean, there's so many memorable ones like Doug Dimmadome, for an example. I remember the muscular fairy as well, showed up. I forgot his name, but I thought that shtick was funny too as well. So I think it was a really good show that's aged pretty well at the same time. Jonas, gosh, I really couldn't tell you much about it. If you could tell me much about this show, let me know in the comments. We're going to put it in C tier because of it. Henry Danger, I believe, is the most probably successful, very new Nickelodeon show. I've only seen a couple of episodes. Find it to be watchable, but don't find it to be one I want to come back to very often. So I'm going to put it in B tier because of that. Fish Hooks, I do remember pretty well, surprisingly. And we'll put it B tier. We'll put it B tier. A couple of funny gags that I remember specifically about them all, living in fish tanks. But not much else that I remember other than that. Wizards of Waverly Place, S tier. That's obvious. We'll put Wizards just behind iCarly. Very, very good show that sent Selena Gomez's career into the universe. Very funny as well. I think the side characters, Max, I want to say is her younger brother's name. Funny consistently throughout the show. And her having wizard powers with her family, having wizard powers as well as a unique concept we haven't really seen before. So I enjoyed the crap out of it. Good Luck Charlie, another really good one, man. I'm going to put Good Luck Charlie in S tier as well. The show itself was very good. It's given us Bob Duncan, which is maybe the best TV dad of all time. The show, or the scene of him dropping the baby and throwing it up on the stairs and then him catching the baby at the bottom of the stairs. Fantastic. Great show. Great holiday spin-off movie as well. If you haven't seen it, I recommend giving it a shot. Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and yet another S-tier Disney show. Very good for many reasons. Spawned a spin-off. It was so good. I've seen almost every episode. Esteban, fantastic side character. Dog with the Blog. Gonna put it in C tier. I remember a couple of episodes of it, but that's really it about that. Kim Possible. We'll put Kim in A tier simply because of the childhood memories I have. I really enjoyed it back then, and it's one that I need to get back to see if I keep that same opinion. Finally, our penultimate TV show, Jimmy Neutron. Jimmy Neutron has to at least be A tier. I'm gonna put Jimmy Neutron at the top of A tier. Unique in execution and in concept. I think the dog is funny, as well as Sheen, who ended up getting his own spinoff because of it. All of which, if you throw it into a cocktail, gives you a unique story that hasn't really been attempted to be copied since. And there we have it, your childhood ultimate TV show tier lists with Disney and Nickelodeon. If you've made it this far in the video, I appreciate you so much. You have no idea. Give me a subscribe to make the dream a reality, and let me know if there's any type of tier list that you would want to see moving forward. Again, I really appreciate you watching this far. Thank you so much. I will be back tomorrow. Have an incredible day. I'll see you soon.